What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I am your host, Simon, here as always with my co-host Josh and John Luke. But we've got a whole squad here today. We've got your favorite Friday reappearing guests. I guess they're not guests. They're part of the FY fam over here. Jay and Tim are with us. But most importantly, we have special guest Jeff Hasley joining us today. For those of you that don't know Jeff, he's a senior writer over at Football Guys and the co-creator of the Carolina Fandom podcast. He consistently puts out amazing content. Jeff, we are hyped to have you on today. He is a fantasy football OG over here.
Thanks for having me, guys. It's I'm looking forward to it, and it's nice meeting y'all.
Absolutely.
I think, Scott Fish was watching us yesterday, and we mentioned that you were coming on. He was like, "Oh, Jeff's a rare year one Scott Fish Bowl participant."
Yeah,
you've been in every single one.
Yeah, how about that? Back when it was the Oasis Invitational, I think is what it was. But yeah.
What's
Scott's
your best finish?
What's that?
What's your best finish in the Oasis / Scott Fish Bowl?
Let's see.
First place.
Last year I finished in the top 15 in terms of overall points.
Nice. Ooh, that's pretty impressive.
But I went to not the final round, but the round before the final round is the most I've gone.
Okay.
So, and that was like 2017. Whenever Fournette was a rookie.
Okay.
Good year.
Mm-hmm.
Good year.
Why does he stand out? You had him, I guess.
I did have him, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure why he stands out. But yeah,
he had a great rookie year.
I think it was 2017 is the year it was. But
year of rookie running backs.
No, there's those players that just like stick out. Were like very specific teams. Like I know Michael Thomas's rookie year. Like I overperformed in every league that year just because I drafted Michael Thomas everywhere. You've got those players that just like stick out. In your mind. That's pretty funny. What's up, Craig? Craig says he has bracketed off part of his day just for this. And it took me a minute, but he said, thank God it's Friday, Front Yard Fantasy Family.
Front Yard Family.
Thank God it's Friday, Front Yard Fantasy Family. That's the new abbreviation. Rolls right off the tongue.
Yeah, good job.
And what's up, Sully? He says, happy Friday, FYF fam. And says, look at this wicked crew. This is a wicked crew.
What up,
you guys see how the FYF fam thing is taking off?
Yeah, you did it.
Just saying.
You son of a bitch.
See,
hey, Tim, why don't you take off your sweater? I know you got to be hot, man. It's like 80 degrees outside.
I'm absolutely roasting. That's why I have a sweatband on right now.
I gotcha.
Absolutely roasted.
Tim, you got to start like shaving designs like NFL logos.
No, the FYF logo.
He's like the extra, and he's like one of the jogger extras in Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
Tim, there you go.
But I was there from the beginning, though. Like from the beginning, I still have a razor to shave a little bit, but the flow is just growing immaculately since I met Forrest.
And here's Scott back in with our fun fact. He said Jeff Hasley, one of the rare ones to play since the beginning. Probably like 5 of us left.
What happened to the others, Scott? You've been like periodically killing them off.
They've expired. Bleeding old.
No one can know what it was like.
Jordan said, "Hey guys, a Panthers fan, and he's pretty freaking cool." We'll let you know after the show. Too much Panthers hype. Maybe he's gonna push DJ Moore to the end of this first bracket just out of bias. But Jeff said, "Josh, what is he laughing at? What did you do, Josh?"
I don't know. I was trying to think of it myself. I said something about Leonard Fournette, and maybe that's it. I don't know.
And Jordan coming in, I mentioned this right before we started the stream, Jordan. I was like, nobody's matching today. What's going on? But Jordan noticed no one's matching their shirts. And Jay, you did it. I hate to say it, but you made Front Yard Fam a thing. We resisted, you pushed, but the people have spoken. And Anthony says, damn, this reminds me of NFL Red Zone.
We need an Octobox. Where's the Octobox? Where's Chris Hansen? Oh, I bet we could see Chris Hansen wants to come on and play this game. He's gonna be like,
I love Red Zone, by the way. Chris Hansen coming on will be awesome. I love Red Zone. Man, I just would like to see how he acts on here.
That would be awesome. And he was laughing at you asking about Fournette. You tickled Jeff's fancy right there, apparently. Also, Jeff, just so you know, we've been talking about doing a full Jeff week. Because Josh's nickname on the show has somehow become Jeff. It's just a different name, but that's what we call him. And then a bunch of our favorite people in the industry are named Jeff. Like there's so many great Jeffs in the fantasy space, you included. So we're gonna have another week where it's just a week straight of Jeff guests. Jeffs only.
We're gonna have to narrow it down some. Any left-handed Jeffs?
That's a good point. And we have Jeff Lambert, who's got Jeff spelled just a little differently.
Oh,
We've got to get one of each, Jeff.
Yeah.
We got Left Jeff Tuesday.
Left Jeff Tuesday.
Jeff with the G Wednesday.
Oh God. Swamp Nolis is at work and I cry, but he is hyped to see Tim. Tim Chaos back in.
Love it, Swamp. All the time.
I don't know if he's hype or not.
I miss Swamp. I miss you, Swamp. I miss you coming in all the time.
The Swamp working too much.
He's busy delivering subs to Drew Brees.
He's
cannot be busy with us.
Let's see. I'm moving you up to the top.
Oh, no.
Get you up there. We put our guest at the top. I'll sit. Oh, Tim. And you don't need to go on the bottom. If anyone's mug is getting covered by the comments, it's going to be mine.
Thank goodness.
Z2 says he turns 23 tomorrow.
Ooh, happy birthday tomorrow.
Damn, Z2.
Happy birthday, man.
It's on a Saturday, so you don't get a happy birthday song.
Man.
You're welcome.
Jeff, we have sung happy birthday on stream to multiple viewers, and our guests are always like caught off guard. Like we just tell them, like, and now we're singing, and it's it's so bad.
I think the best reaction was Vic. Was that last week or was that 2 weeks ago?
Oh, that was last week, last Friday.
He was just like, what is going on?
Wait, you guys sang with Vic last Friday and I missed it?
Yeah. It was his birthday on the stream. And we told him before the show, we were like, all right, well, we're going to like, if you bring it up, we have to sing it. So it's up to you.
Immediately.
And he did it right off the bat.
Yeah, came out of the gate with like, yep, it's my birthday.
It's like, well.
So we had to sing our terrible tune.
Guys,
beautiful.
I mentioned it to you guys before the stream, but for everyone watching today, we are playing brackets. We've got two exciting brackets for you. We're doing bounce back players for 2021 and Paul Rudd led movies. So on this bracket, as you can see, there's 4 wide receivers, 4 running backs. I split it down the middle, so we're going to have one of each in the championship, and we'll determine who the most likely or your favorite bounce back player for 2021 is. I like to leave it a... Please,
that was a good song.
Cell phones.
My bad. Sorry, I'll silence my phone.
Wouldn't have happened if you had an iPhone, Jay.
Oh yeah, there we go. They really need to talk to you, man.
My dad apparently really wants to talk to me. It is. Thank you. I haven't put it on vibrate yet.
I'm sure he's watching right now, and he's just like, "Man, you're doing a great job, Jay. I want to."
You're fired, Jay.
Thank you. That's what it is. All right. Well, thanks for. We'll see you guys.
See you, Jay.
Fire Jay. We need him.
Oh,
just kidding.
No, we need him.
Before we get started, guys.
Third time's the charm.
Hey Jay, are you like in those progressive ads where they need to like teach people not to become like their parents? To like, and here's the silence button on your phone.
I can't do that.
I haven't learned this phone yet. Give you a break, all right?
Blue hair.
Before we get started, guys, I just want to remind everyone, if you are not already following us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button for us. It helps us out a ton, and you can make sure you never miss another one of our streams. We are at Front Yard Fantasy on YouTube and on Twitch. You can catch all of our videos on either one of those platforms. One more thing before we get started, I need to go hit the fan on, or I'm going to be glistening by the end of this episode. So
very unprofessional, Simon.
Very unprofessional.
I think glistening people look fantastic, honestly.
Was Simon wearing pants?
Yeah, this is the first day this week on stream. I am wearing pants.
Okay, all right.
He's actually not a fun
Friday.
Dude, the weirdest side effect of COVID is you don't have pants on for a week.
That's bananas.
It's bizarre. Yeah, for a whole week.
I can confirm.
Okay, guys. Jeff, how this works is we're going to go through this bracket one by one and vote. So we'll start at the top, work our way down. You'll go first on this first one on who your favorite bounce back player is going into next year. And then we'll go down to Josh. Majority wins, moves on to the next round. And then at the end of the bracket, it is definitive. It is guaranteed. It is science who the best bounce back player for next year is. Indisputable. Indisputable. Our first matchup is Michael Thomas and AJ Green. I included their ADP in there so you guys can have an idea of where they were drafted last year. Michael Thomas was drafted as the #1 overall wide receiver last year. And AJ Green, I know he wasn't drafted that high. He was drafted as a wide receiver 29, but he was finished in like the 40s, I believe. So these are the two players up first. Jeff, real Jeff, not fake Jeff sitting underneath you. We're going to come to you first. Which one of these players is your favorite bounce back player going into 2021?
Well, I didn't like AJ Green last year, so I'm definitely not going to like him this year. I don't think he makes that much of a difference being on Arizona. I mean, Michael Thomas is Michael Thomas. We've seen what he can do. Even though he doesn't have Drew Brees, I still think he's going to have a good bounce back. It's not going to be a career year. He's not going to have probably 120-something catches, but I still think that he has a bounce back season, and we get to see what it was like to have Michael Thomas on our fantasy rosters again.
The good days.
The good days. Josh, are you agreeing with him or are you throwing a vote at AJ Green?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so happy you put this average draft position from last year in there because, like, it kind of helps tell the story here a little bit. You know, AJ Green, he was drafted 29th receiver, but he definitely is declining, and he's continued to decline. Maybe the Arizona Cardinals do help spruce up his career a little bit. I bet you he has a better year than last year, but I'm still going Michael Thomas here for sure.
2 votes for Michael Thomas. John Luke, where are you going on this one?
Echoing what these two fine gentlemen said. You know, I think the probability Michael Thomas bouncing back is very high. You know, I put it upwards to 80 to 90% this year. AJ Green, I think, was more of a long shot.
Jay, are you agreeing with everyone so far? Or are you going the other way?
Yeah, I'm definitely going Michael Thomas. However, I will say AJ Green's going to be practically free. I wouldn't mind taking a shot at him at the end of a draft, especially with that offense. So I don't mind him, but yeah, it's Michael Thomas. It's no question.
I like that.
Timothy,
I like that point.
Timothy.
I mean, I'm interested in seeing what AJ Green does this year. I mean, he's going to have a lot less attention. I think it's going to be. I think scaling wise, I'm not expecting much out of AJ Green, but bounce back readiness, I think he might have proportionally a bigger bounce back than Michael Thomas. Because Michael Thomas is amazing, we all know that, but I think proportionally AJ Green is having a better bounce back stat
from where he is.
Right?
That's fair.
I can see that. I don't hate that point, but I'm still going to vote for Michael Thomas. It's going to be 5-1. You guys said it all already. Michael Thomas is moving on to the next round. Also, we had some comments in here. Yeah, poor AJ Green, tough matchup. And Sully also gave us some feedback on our singing. He said it is straight up trash, and I love it every time.
Thank you, Sully. Thank you so much.
And then also pointing out that in Canada, Z2 would be Z2.
There you go. Happy Canada.
And then Jordan said, Jay, you're just letting this happen all over the place. This wasn't even the first time this happened. You didn't get it resolved after having with Jordan.
Actually, he's the one that had phone call during our call. So nice try, Jordan.
And Josh said, you better pick that up. If someone calls me 3 times in a row, someone is in trouble.
Good point, Jay. Everyone's good over there? The family's good?
I texted my dad.
All right,
we'll handle business after.
Our next matchup we've got is DJ Moore versus Chris Godwin. Both of these guys were drafted in a similar area of the draft last year. DJ Moore was the wide receiver 9 off the board. Chris Godwin was the wide receiver 6. Fantasy managers were disappointed in both after this past season. Josh, you're up first on this one. Who is your favorite bounce back candidate out of these 2 wide receivers?
Yeah, no, this is a really, really close one. I know we say that a lot, but it just really is. I'm having a tough time trying to decide who's going to be the bigger bounce back next year. So I think I'm going to go with DJ Moore here. I'm not saying that I think DJ Moore is going to have a better season. I just think that people were more disappointed with DJ Moore last season than they were Chris Godwin. And I think that people are going to expect a lot more from Chris Godwin this upcoming season and are going to draft him higher than DJ Moore, a lot higher. And maybe not a lot, but significantly higher. And I just think DJ Moore is going to have a very similar season to Chris Godwin. So I'll go with DJ Moore here.
Can you explain the difference between a lot and significantly for me?
So a lot there's many of. Significantly means many
a lot.
Yeah, energy, perfect.
Yeah.
Energy.
Thank you. I just needed that clarification.
Did I just make any sense?
Niner.
You nailed it, Josh. You nailed it.
JL, where are you going on this one? DJ Moore or Chris Godwin?
LQ.
Okay, Erica, give it back. Give it back, Erica.
Oh God.
Oh man, this one is really close. I think like both of these guys, obviously they were drafted close last year, and I think that they bounced back to in similar fashions. I'll give the nod to Chris Godwin though. I really like that offense. I think a lot of obviously with them bringing back everyone, there's a little bit less variability there, and hopefully he heals that hip up and he's good to go next year.
1 vote for Chris Godwin. It's split in the comments. Sully says,
we have this on a vote or a poll for poll perception this week? I think was this exact one.
I think it was a trade. Or who would you rather have on your dynasty roster?
One of the 2, yeah.
Jay, where are you going with this one? DJ Moore or Chris Godwin?
This is really tough. These two guys I like a lot, but I will lean Chris Godwin. I was actually on with you guys, I think, or maybe I said it in the chat. I was writing an article how I thought DJ Moore could be a top 5 wide receiver if he had a quarterback who could throw the deep ball. Well, Darnold isn't the best at the deep ball. Well, I do think he's going to be a big improvement. I think it caps a little bit of that, top tier potential where Godwin, he's going to be healthy this year. I think that people aren't expecting a whole lot out of Godwin, especially the way that Evans and Tom Brady connected. So I think both are going to bounce back, but Godwin just a little more.
Timothy, where are you going? It's 2-1 Godwin right now.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to DJ Moore. I'm a huge Chris Godwin truther, but give Moore a quarterback and see what happens,
I think, Tim, you said in less words what I was going to say. There's more changing for DJ Moore right now. And that could be a bad thing, but it could also, that uncertainty can be where value lives in drafts. So I think DJ Moore, I believe in the talent of both of these players. I like DJ Moore slightly more as a receiver, and we don't know what that change in situation is going to look like. But I do agree with Jay that it's going to provide slightly more opportunity for DJ Moore. So it is 3-2, DJ Moore to Chris Godwin. Jeff, we are coming to you. You can either finish Chris Godwin off or make it a tie and send it to the audience. Where are you going on this one?
I have stories for both. I mean, I can pull both ways here. Shoot. I mean, Chris Godwin has a lot of other players around him who are going to score well, right? So, I mean, he's got some competition there, whereas DJ Moore, they lost Curtis Samuel. We don't know if there's going to be another receiver in the mix. They could have a Rashad Bateman or a Terrace Marshall in the second round this year, throwing that in there. Little known fact about DJ Moore, only 2 receivers had more games of 90 yards receiving last year. You guys know who they were?
No, who?
So one,
Robbie,
we'll name a receiver, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Or we could extend this.
Justin Jefferson. I don't know.
No, not Jefferson. No.
Damn it.
Not Devontae Adams either. The answer, Stephon Diggs had 10, and Calvin Ridley had 9, and DJ Moore had 8.
Oh.
So, yeah. I mean, the only thing that was really kind of keeping him was touchdowns. He needs to score more touchdowns. They need to do more in the red zone. I mean, that's the Panthers' offensive struggle.
You think
without
Darnold,
Samuel coming in, you got new Darnold coming in, which is going to be, we don't know if he's going to be a huge improvement or a small improvement or no improvement.
Yeah.
Man, this is tough. I want to say more here because I just think that he can do more with more targets available coming up next year, and a little bit of an increase in downfield passing, even though Sam Darnold's yards per attempt is actually lower than Teddy Bridgewater's. But I think that's going to increase with Joe Brady's offense. But I'm going to go with Moore here. I just think that Godwin is, surrounded by too much talent in Tampa Bay, too many mouths to feed, and we may not see what we saw before 2 years ago when he was kind of a premier wide receiver. It was just him and Evans. So now it's a little bit more than that. I'm going to go with DJ Moore. Sorry for the long.
No,
I loved it. That was great information. I didn't know the yardage fact that you gave us, and the other 2 names make sense, right? Like those were 2 of the yardage leaders in the NFL last season. Like those are the names you think of whenever you think of these high yardage guys, and it's interesting that DJ Moore's up there in terms of like 90+ yard games. But DJ Moore is the winner going on to round 2. We are on to the running back side of this bracket now. I shortened it to CEH because we couldn't fit all the letters in there. His name's too damn long to put where he was drafted last year as well. But CEH was drafted as the RB7 last year, and Miles Sanders was drafted as the RB11. Both of them disappointed fantasy managers based on their ADP. So who went first that time? Josh went first. So John Luke, you are first on this one. Who is your favorite bounce back candidate out of these 2 running backs?
Man, this is another tough matchup. I am actually I feel like I'm pretty high on CEH. Josh and I have talked about this ad nauseum. I feel like at this point, that we both think that CEH is going to be good, and that I think this is an issue of inflated expectations. Miles Sanders was not in a good offense. And so I think that he's going to have a better season 2 this year. but I believe in CEH a little bit more. I don't know how Miles Sanders is going to do with Jalen Hurts and a new regime there, like how they're going to use Miles Sanders. I trust CEH's talent on that Chiefs offense. So I'm going to go CEH here.
One vote for CEH. Jay, where are you going with this one?
I'm going to go with Miles Sanders. The only thing that worries me about CEH is, one, he didn't look that great in the red zone. And two, at best, he's going to be the third option. It's always going to go through Kelsey, and it's going to go through Hill before it's going to go through him. Depending on what the Eagles do at wide receiver, if they draft somebody, Miles Sanders could be the guy that Jalen Hurts looks to. So I think there's just a little more touchdown upside with Sanders.
One vote for Sanders. Tim, where are you going? CEH or Miles Sanders in this one?
So I still have a whole lot of spite towards CEH for touching his hand out of bounds in the national championship game. I'm never going to live that down. But I'm going Miles Sanders because of what Jay mentioned. You look at the deep touchdowns that they score. It's going through their receivers, tight ends, and Miles Sanders, apparently, according to Wikipedia, his nickname is Booby Miles. I don't know if you can see that.
Nice.
So
the advanced analysis. For that. Tim votes for
Jeff.
Booby.
Would like to introduce you to Tim Chaos.
Tim Chaos.
That's what
I agreed with you, Jay.
I'm also going to have to go with Miles Sanders here. To your point, JL, or I guess against your point a little bit, is he looked pretty good with Jalen Hurts on the field. That was a positive sign for me, seeing him at the end of the season with Jalen Hurts, not a negative. That points me towards believing in him more going into next season instead of believing in him less. So my vote's going to go for Miles Sanders.
I wasn't saying that he looked bad with Jalen Sanders, just that, I don't know that we've seen enough to know that he's going to excel.
Jalen Sanders, is that his brother?
Jalen Sanders. Jesus. Jalen Hurts. My goodness.
Booty Sanders.
Booby Sanders.
Sully said, someone say Booby, changing my vote to Sanders. Jeff, where are you going on this one? You're going with CEH or Booby?
So, the Chiefs and the Eagles are on the opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of offense. I tend to go with the running back on the better offensive team. But Jay made a good point about the fact that when you're in the red zone, or in the Chiefs' case, the 5-yard zone, they go with Kelsey, or they go with Tyreek Hill, or they run it in with somebody else. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire doesn't really get the opportunities. However, I do think that in his second year, he's going to just develop a little bit more. I think they're going to rely on him a little bit more. And I think we'll be able to see what we saw with his ability at LSU, which is to catch passes, to run, to evade tacklers, which he's really good at. And he's already on the offense to do it. So I like Miles Sanders. I don't like the Eagles' offense. He's not one to score double-digit touchdowns. I don't think we're going to see that from him. And I don't think we'll see it from Edwards-Helaire either. However, I like the offense better in terms of being able to do more. So I'm going to go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire as my vote for comeback.
2-3, CEH, Miles Sanders. We've got some votes from the audience. Munder Difflin, what's up? First of all, he says, I vote Miles Hurts. And then Anthony says CEH was miserable in the red zone. Sanders all day. Sully initially said CEH, but changed it for Booby. I'm having trouble talking today. Scott said, if Eagles don't draft an RB, 2 great O-linemen coming back, better head coach for running back, Sanders season. Josh, we are coming to you. You can either finish CEH off, give Miles Sanders a victory, or pass it to our audience to determine who the winner of this round is. You are muted, you dingbat.
I didn't even remember muting this, but I won't finish CEH off today. I'll finish him off another time, but I will because I'm going to go with him here. I'm going to go with CEH. I think he is the better bounce back candidate. I think he's going to get more receptions this year. I think he was the first round pick for the Chiefs last year. Andy Reid's going to make sure they use him. He's going to have a good year. Let's be honest. Miles Sanders is going to have a good year too. I think both these receivers are going to go up, but CEH.
Jay, I hate to break it to you. I wish it could count twice, but your vote doesn't count again.
That's not me.
Let's count these votes.
That's another Jay.
We've got 1 for Miles Sanders from Scott here, 1 for CEH from Sully. Even though
he changed his vote.
He did change his vote. Okay. Is it 2-1? Is it 2-0, or are we counting his initial vote, guys?
I'm counting his actual.
It doesn't.
I'd say
Yeah.
his final vote, final answer.
Final vote. Okay, it's 2-0 Sanders. Anthony said CEH. It is 2-1.
No, he said
No, he
Sanders.
said CEH was miserable in
Oh,
the red zone.
he said Sanders. You're right.
He's
I
pretty
forgot.
good.
I forgot
He's
reading
good enough.
comprehension skills.
Get
You finish the entire
CEH
sentence. You
out
don't
here.
just
Finish off
stop, like,
CEH.
halfway through.
That's Miles Sanders with the victory based on our audience's votes. Miles Sanders moved on. Our next match we've got is
Tim's fun fact did that. Good job, Tim.
I got you. It's my job to convince people. I know what the people want.
Sorry, Anthony. I misrepresented what you were trying to say. Josh said, how can CEH be on this list? How do you have a bounce back season when you've only had one season? What are you bouncing back from? You're bouncing back. You can bounce back from a bad season.
Expectations.
I guess the backward is what's confusing there. But yeah, what we're classifying as a bounce back player is someone who didn't live up to their expectations from last season. Like the expectations were high. He was drafted at RB7 overall, and he didn't live up to that point. So these are players who didn't live up to expectations last year.
And he's out now. So
yeah, I can't speak today, Sully. I'll get it together. I'm just nervous in front of Jeff, is I think what it is. Just getting in my head over here. Next up, we've got James Conner, who was drafted as the RB17, and we know how that went against Ezekiel Elliott, who was drafted at the RB3. He still finished as an RB9, but people were wildly disappointed. Every list I looked up for bounce back players for next year, Ezekiel Elliott was on every single one of them. So he is on this list. Ezekiel Elliott, RB3, James Conner, RB17. Jay, I believe we're coming to you first on this one. Where are you going?
Is this even a real question?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead and fill it in without me saying anything.
I got you. Tim, where are you going with this one?
the thing that I hate the most about this question is the fact that I really, really feel in my heart of hearts that the Steelers are somehow going to get Najee Harris, and that's just going to hurt my soul because he's so good.
We don't even know where Connor's going to be next year yet, though, right?
He's still a free agent.
Yeah.
Well,
I got a feeling he's going to wind up in Arizona. That's just my random pick.
Yuck.
Well, I'm still going Zeke because he should have a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, I'm going to keep piling on. I don't have to talk for too long. Zeke's still a monster. That offense was in shambles last year without Dak. Zeke's going to step up. Jeff, where are you going on this one? Any James Conner love, or are you piling it on with Zeke?
I mean, shoot, Zeke was a top 10 running back last year. How far up are we going to go?
Number 3, right?
So the moon.
I mean, Conner, for me, just a little bit about him. Yeah, I think he actually winds up re-signing with Pittsburgh. I'm not really sure who's going to pick him up. I think it might be Pittsburgh, but I also think that Pittsburgh's going to get a running back in the draft, and that's just going to spell doom for Conner. So I mean, obviously my pick is Elliott here, and he could even rival Michael Thomas in this. I just think that we're going to see more from Elliott. Granted, he was a top 9 running back in PPR last year. So it's not much of a comeback. So it's not really the definition of what we're talking about here, but I just don't see James Conner being that much of a comeback, especially when we don't even know what team he's on yet. And
yeah,
I just think that Cowboys in general offense, I think they're going to rebound, and Zeke's going to be a huge part of that. So I'm going to take Elliott.
Yeah, I mean, what's his current ADP, Simon? Do you know?
Who's Zeke's?
Zeke's, yeah.
I can look it up.
Is Simon freeze, or is he just staring?
Yeah, he's just staring. That's what he does. That's what he does, guys.
Terrifying.
That's what he does. Yeah. Oh well, there go the brackets.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was gonna vote for Zeke, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Surprise.
I actually do. I think Jeff kind of summed it up perfectly. So I don't really have much to add to that. I just think that James Conner, we don't know what team he's on yet, but he's got a lot of room for improvement. Let's just kind of put it that way, right? So when we're talking about a bounce back, I could see him bouncing back, but without a team to even tie him to at this point, I can't vote for James Conner here.
Zeke's current ADP on NFCC is number 9 overall, the 7th running back off the board.
7th running back off the board. Wow, so RB7. I mean, that is quite a fall. I mean,
wait, is that dynasty or redraft, Jay?
That's redraft. It's the NFCC,
okay.
So it's
that makes
I can
more
look
sense.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Okay. That's excellent, man. I'd love to get Zeke at the end of the first round.
At ninth overall, though, like I'm just breaking down who. Like I would take him at the top of the second all day, but like I'm just like trying to figure out like who.
So right behind him, Nick Chubb is at 10. Tyreek Hill. So this is combined. Tyreek Hill is 11. Cam Akers 12. Aaron Jones 13. Eckler 14.
Who's in front of him?
So Travis Kelce is 8 overall. Devontae Adams is 7. Then you got Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook, and Christian McCaffrey.
I would take Zeke over Jonathan Taylor even. I would. He's proven. Yeah. Jonathan Taylor's not.
What about Barkley?
Nope. I would take Barkley. Yeah, you like that answer, don't you?
I do. I just wanted to hear you say that.
Gosh. Disgusting, Jay. Promoting your own.
I might even take. I probably would take Zeke over Kamara too.
I think I would too.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Again, we don't know what's the story with New Orleans, and we don't know if Jameis eat another W, needing contact lenses. Winston is going to solve the problem or not. So. Yeah, I don't know. I'd rather go with the proven guy, and that's Zeke in my opinion. As long as he doesn't get suspension, then
I got a feeling Peyton is going to go crazy with swapping out Taysom and Jameis. I think he's going to try to get creative, and I think it's going to be a nightmare.
By the way, did Simon's house catch fire here?
His internet went completely out, and so I actually had to log in now for his bracket. So we're gonna keep going and wait for his internet to come back. He's in Texas, and sometimes
the show must go on, fellas.
The show must go on.
Exactly.
They know you're not supposed to mess with Texas.
All right, can you guys see that? All right.
Yeah, we can. We can.
All right. So Sanders won that one, right? Yeah, because we had.
We're on a Zeke, and Zeke won.
And Zeke won. What were how many votes did we have?
You were the only one left to vote.
We didn't finish though, did we?
No, we did not.
Jeff was the only one left.
Josh, did you go? Yeah, you did.
You were the only one left, Joe. Yeah.
Okay. So, sweet.
Hey, Josh, did you go?
Grab that one.
Yeah. All right. So we're at Michael Thomas, DJ Moore. Let's get in there. I think JL started last round.
No, I did.
No, okay. Jay did. Tim, gotcha. You're up. Michael Thomas or DJ Moore?
This is gross. The fun part about Jameis is he's the reason that Chris Godwin did so well that one season because he was throwing a touchdown per pick. So he's going to have so much opportunity to have crazy stats. Like if Jameis can do that for Chris Godwin, what is he going to be able to do for Michael Thomas? So I'm going to vote for Michael Thomas just because if they do keep Jameis in, he's going to throw 1 million touchdowns, mostly to Michael Thomas, and 1 million interceptions to whoever he wants.
One can hope.
To the NFC South.
And the Dolphins. The Dolphins play him once. So.
Jeff, what do you think? Michael Thomas or DJ Moore?
I'm going with Michael Thomas. I really like what Tim had to say there. I agree. Downfield arm for Winston, and we already know what Thomas is capable of. We know that Sean Payton's going to feature him in the offense. So, yeah, Thomas is a definite bounce back. And why wasn't McCaffrey in this?
I think we did not include injury. We didn't include players because of injury.
Fair enough.
Yeah, okay. So that's why Barkley wasn't here too.
Forget I said that. Edit that out.
So Michael Thomas, we got 2 for Michael Thomas, 0 for DJ Moore. Josh, what do you think?
It's got to be Michael Thomas. He's got a lot more upside than DJ Moore. Sam Darnold doesn't quite do it for me. Let's just put it that way.
He's back.
I'm back.
Hey,
Thank God.
Spectrum has been dropping the ball lately. Internet's out, but it looks like my hotspot's working all right.
You sent me a text message. It just says Duck Spectrum.
I stand by it entirely. 100%.
Never heard of Spectrum.
That's what we have here too. At least that's what I have.
I assume you guys were trying to recalculate the votes for all of the entries. Is that what was going on?
No, we actually had everything saved.
Oh, you had everything saved already.
And you've ruined it.
Sharing a screen, yeah, but
I ruined everything.
You got it. Oops. Don't worry.
So I'm guessing.
And I would like to actually, while you're there, go ahead and throw a vote for James Conner out of respect for him coming back to Panther. So just want to throw that in there.
Actually, though.
The current vote is 3 Michael Thomas, 0 DJ Moore.
Whose
Before you
vote is
ruin
it
it.
now?
It is
No, we're at
mine. Josh?
I started, but it got all scrambled.
Oh yeah.
I'll
Simon,
vote.
you're up.
It's Michael Thomas. I love DJ Moore, but Michael Thomas, again, I don't expect him to return to like wide receiver #1 overall, but compared to what he did last year, people are way too low on him. Like the place where I've seen him being drafted in like dynasty startups is atrocious. He's still a top level talent in the NFL. And like I've said with Alvin Kamara, Sean Payton is a smart football mind. Without Drew Brees, he's not all of a sudden going to just say like, well, guess Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara aren't getting the ball as much. He's going to do his part to make sure the playmakers on his team get the ball in their hands.
Just 100% target Traquan Smith.
What'd you say? Right, like
They better draft another receiver this year or something. They need something else.
Who has not voted? It's Michael Thomas.
Uh-oh.
Yes, go ahead.
Uh-oh.
I have not voted.
He's
Go
still
ahead,
here?
Jay.
Jay, we'll let you come in.
I was waiting my turn. Sorry. Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. We're missing one more vote.
Michael
What I was gonna say is what Jeff was talking about with Zeke. DJ Moore still had a good season. Like he's only got so far he can go up. You know, I think there's a bigger jump for bounce back for Michael Thomas and DJ Moore.
Completely agree. We are moving on to Miles Sanders versus Ezekiel Elliott, our other semifinals matchup. We'll start with Jay on this one. Jay, are you going with Miles Sanders or Ezekiel Elliott?
This is tough because I am a Miles Sanders truther. This is called bounce back, correct?
Bounce back.
It is.
I'm going to go with Miles Sanders because what I just said with Michael Thomas, I think he's got more space to bounce back than Zeke does going from, 7 or 9 or 10 to 5. So
I agree with you. But the one thing maybe that I would
you can just stop that. I agree with you.
from like a perception standpoint. Like even though Zeke finished as the RB9, people are acting like he finished as like an RB2 last year. Like with the way he's being drafted and the way people are talking about him. So like from a perception standpoint, I could see like Zeke having like what feels like a bigger bounce back than Miles Sanders. And so for that reason, I'm going to vote for Ezekiel Elliott. I think Miles Sanders has more room to bounce back, but I think people are way too low on Zeke, and the shift in public opinion is going to change more on Zeke this offseason or this next season than it will on Miles Sanders. Jeff, where are you going on this one?
I'm going with Zeke. Just like I agree with what you just said, Simon. I think that Miles Sanders has more of a chance to bounce back. We already talked about Zeke being in the top 10. I just think that we're going to see a huge season from Zeke this year, and the Cowboys in general, offensively, with Dak returning. I think that's just going to cause the offense to just kind of reach new levels where we haven't seen them. Of course, we haven't seen last year, but I think we'll see that bounce back from the team, and Zeke's going to be a huge part of that.
2-1 Zeke against Miles Sanders. Josh, where are you going?
I'm on the Zeke side here. I like both these guys, but just getting Dak back with the Cowboys, they're going to be so good. They're going to be good offensively this year. I don't know about how good defensively. I don't know if their team's actually going to have a good record, but
fantasy,
there's going to be a lot of
pretty
good fantasy
horrible,
scores.
right?
Yeah, exactly. Let's go Zeke.
John Luke.
Yeah, everything that Jeff and other Jeff said. I think just Zeke I'm more confident that that's going to be the outcome for him, even despite that he doesn't have as much to jump up. I don't know that Miles Sanders has a ton to jump up either. I mean, he was drafted RB11, the second round in most leagues. I think he's still going around that area in drafts. So
Another vote for Zeke. And Tim, are you piling on, or are you going to give another vote to Miles Sanders over there?
Nah, give it to Booby Miles.
Booby Miles. 2-4. Ezekiel Elliott moves on. We've got the number 1 seed, number 2 seed facing off in the championship. It is Mike as the wide receiver 1 finish there, and Zeke, who was drafted as the RB3. Jay has left us momentarily, but who started on the last one? Jay started on the last one, so I will start on this one. For me, for the reasons I just said in the last one, I know Michael Thomas had a horrible season, but from from a symbolic standpoint, like the player I'm most confident in on this bracket going into next year is Zeke. I'm thrilled drafting Zeke at the end of the first round in the mock drafts we've been doing. Like that's preposterous to me. I'm fully bought into a monster Zeke year next year. Like Jeff said, I'm voting for Zeke. Jeff.
So I do think that Zeke Elliott is going to have a big year coming up, but Michael Thomas, in my opinion, is the winner here. He's the winner of this entire bracket. We already know what he's capable of. He's on a strong offense. He's got a downfield, strong-armed quarterback. Sean Payton is a good offensive mind. Thomas isn't going away. He may be sort of a jerk on the field and off the field, but he can play. And he's my pick there. I think Thomas is going to have a big bounce back. Sometimes these high ankle sprains do horrible things for players, especially when it happens early in the season. And that's exactly what happened with Thomas. I think he'll be fine. And he's my pick.
Yeah.
1-1.
Not a little injury. It's a big injury. So yeah, hopefully that offseason lets him heal up.
Josh, where are you going on this one?
So, I think last year Michael Thomas and Zeke were probably drafted around the same spot in most drafts. This year, we are going to see Michael Thomas fall pretty far. And I think he's going to bounce back to probably be, an early second round pick next year. So I think the bounce back is going to be bigger for Michael Thomas. Anthony came here and said, who will have a better season next year, Zeke or Michael Thomas? I'll probably go Zeke there if I had to just strictly pick fantasy points, but I think Michael Thomas is having a bigger bounce back.
There you go. John Luke, who are you siding with on this one?
This is tough. I think I would go, I feel like I've been championing both these guys the last, 6 months. I think Zeke is more guaranteed to have a better season this year. So I feel like I should go Zeke, but Michael Thomas is falling. I'm going to go Michael Thomas.
3-1, Michael Thomas. What's up, Aggie Kappa Sig? Glad to have you in here, man.
Chris?
Tim, where are you going on this one? Michael Thomas or Ezekiel Elliott?
I was going to vote Michael Thomas, but I can't let this happen. So Zeke.
Zeke. Well, and I know Jay put his vote in the private chat. Jay, where are you going on this one?
I'm going to change it up. I'm going to go Michael Thomas.
No!
Hey, let's go.
Okay. The bait and switch. Michael Thomas, by the power of science, has been voted the favorite bounce back candidate for next year.
Can I posthumously change mine?
God bless you. You need a tissue or something?
Because he killed me. You stabbed me in the back. That's what you just did.
Michael Thomas has moved on. He is entering the Tournament of Champions. Jeff, something we've decided that we are going to do is after we've done 16 brackets, which I think we may have done 16 brackets at this point, we're going to do a bracket of all of the winners with no context. So it'll be like Parks and Recreation versus Michael Thomas, wide receiver 1. And you just have to vote on which one moves on to the next round. Up next, guys, though, we have a very important bracket to go through. It is a Paul Rudd movies bracket. You're going to notice there's some big name movies missing from here, but what we did is we're only looking at movies where he was the star, and we're only looking at 8 of them. So if there's any obvious omissions, you just have to yell at me. I put the bracket together. I had to narrow it down. We were doing 16, and Jay said, I hate those movies. Take 8 of them off.
I did.
And so that's why we're at 8.
He said, I have no idea what half these movies are. As much as
I feel like there's exactly 8 that I did not know.
And now you know all of them.
Now
Jeff, we are coming to you first. The very first matchup is Ant-Man versus Wet Hot American Summer. Which of these movies are you going? I know, Tim. Whenever I saw this matchup, I was like, oh, Tim is not going to be happy.
I'm going with Ant-Man. Ant-Man, at first, Paul Rudd, I'm thinking, he can't be a superhero. What? Pulled it off. He did well. And it was funny, and it was actually, well done. So, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man. Josh, where are you going on that one?
I think I like Wet Hot American Summer a little bit more, but Ant-Man's a better movie. I'm gonna go with Ant-Man here. It's just better. It's Wet Hot American Summer's not good.
DTFF says every bracket should be a Paul Rudd bracket. That's
he's got there's 50 plus movies that he's been in. We could do like a Paul Rudd like supporting role, Paul Rudd like background role, Paul Rudd tertiary character one. We could almost do a Paul Rudd We could do a Paul Rudd and Jennifer Aniston movie bracket solely. I did not realize they were in so many movies together until I started looking at the list. JL, where are you going on this one? Ant-Man or Wet Hot American Summer?
Djibouti says, he said Michael Pena stole the scenes he was in Ant-Man, and that's
true.
Completely agree.
100% true.
So good. Give me Ant-Man.
3-0 Ant-Man. Tim, where are you going?
I mean, Wonder Difflin made a great point that Paul Rudd is not the solo star of Wet Hot American Summer, but it's Wet Hot.
He's a co-star, right?
By a mile. Absolutely Wet Hot. Give me Wet Hot. Give me Wet Hot 1,000 times. Out of 1,000.
Tim wants to be Wet Hot. Jay,
every day.
It's
four of my favorite words in one movie title. Come on.
He's got his Gardner Minshew outfit on.
Another nickname he has is Tim Minshew. People call him Tim Minshew in the chat. Jay, are you ruining Tim's day, or are you voting for Wet Hot American Summer here?
Well, I would like to elaborate on a point that Jeff made when like Paul Rudd's really going to be in the MCU, and first thing I think of with Paul Rudd is Anchorman, where he's dancing in his whitey tighties with the big mustache, trying to mess up Veronica Corningstone, and this guy's going to help defeat. Go ahead. I'll let you say the name. What's his name, Simon? How do you say the big purple guy's name?
Iron Man.
Oh yeah, this guy's he calls him Thanos, but yeah, Theanos. It's got a little flair on the end, but yeah, it's Ant-Man. I'm sorry, Tim. I love you, but it
doesn't feel like it.
Tim, if it makes you feel any better, I was going to throw another vote towards Wet Hot American Summer because I like watching you watch that movie. Not even like the movie itself, like the joy that you exude when you're watching that movie is like too much for me not to vote for it.
Simon's just like
there's no Paul Rudd as Ant-Man without Paul Rudd in Wet Hot American Summer. You got to give some love to where he came from. That was his first movie.
Our next matchup is Our Idiot Brother versus The Fundamentals of Caring. We ran out of characters. This is not just a bad way to spell the name Karen. This is supposed to be The Fundamentals of Caring. Jeff, fake Jeff, real Josh. Are you voting for Our Idiot Brother or The Fundamentals of Caring on this one?
So,
and Craig says you have the authority, Josh, because you're a Paul Rudd lookalike. So whatever you say should go.
I'm gonna be honest. That's not the first time I've gotten that compliment.
Oh,
really?
I
definitely call it a compliment. So thank you so much, Craig. Paul Rudd's the man. I am going.
Says Tim is correct here. I'm getting triggered.
I don't know what to go with. I'm gonna go with Our Idiot Brother. Even though I think The Fundamentals of Caring, I use the logic against this. I think Fundamentals of Caring is probably a slightly better movie, but
the bracket's favorite. The bracket's favorite, not best, right?
Yeah.
JL, are you going Our Idiot Brother or The Fundamentals of Karen?
Karen. I'm going.
I'd like to speak to your manager.
So you're going Our Idiot Brother?
Yeah, I like the cast in that one better.
2-0. Tim, where are you going on this one?
The Fundamentals of Caring is such a good movie. Like it's phenomenal how fun that movie is. This one, in my mind, wins easily. And Josh, when they say that you look like Paul Rudd, are they like you're a worse looking Paul Rudd? Or
exactly.
How do they describe it?
No, it's not much the looks because I can't look like Paul Rudd. It's just like you remind me of Paul Rudd.
I got that you're Paul Ruddian. You're very Ruddian for sure.
Ruddian.
Jay, are you going Our Idiot Brother or The Fundamentals of Caring?
I have not seen the Fundamentals of Caring. I can't say it either. What? So I'm going to go with Our Idiot Brother.
Do yourself a favor and watch it when you get a chance.
Simon was telling me that earlier that it's a great movie. So
The Fundamentals of Caring is such a good movie. Our Idiot Brother's great. Like it's fun to watch. His dog's name is Willie Nelson. Like I enjoy that movie, and I feel like that character is the quintessential Paul Rudd character. Like just kind of like the happy.
The squid essential. Is that what you said? He's a squid.
He's the quintessential Paul Rudd character. Yeah. But The Fundamentals of Caring is just so good. I can't vote against it. Fundamentals of Caring. Jeff, we come to you. Are you going to push Our Idiot Brother to the victory or make it a tie and pass it off to the audience?
So, you said Our Idiot Brother is very similar to what we, kind of see as these dopey, dumb, Paul Rudd type of roles, right? So that's exactly what that is. The Fundamentals of Caring was a good movie. It was a little bit more of a different type of genre for him. I thought he did really well. I really liked the movie. It had some funny points, and it was also, kind of dramatic even. So I like that movie a lot. So I'm going to go with The Fundamentals of Caring. And Jay, you should watch it.
I definitely am gonna.
We got a tie. It is 3-3. We need to go to the audience. Do we have any votes? Josh voted for Caring, Fundamentals of Caring. Looks like we've only got one vote. We will give it one more minute if anybody has an opinion. Otherwise, The Fundamentals of Caring is going to take this one. Djibouti says, I'm not trying to picture Josh selling pot to a cop.
It's not that hard.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
I try to make sure they're not cops.
That was a
first,
great
but
scene, by the way. I love that scene in that movie where, you know, the cop seems like he's trying so hard to just like, hey, man, what do you got?
Josh, your guys' takes on these movies are perfect. That is the most positive comment we've ever gotten while doing brackets or tiers.
Definitely.
Usually all the comments are the Jeff,
Oh,
you should
there's another vote in there.
Jay, you got to stop doing this.
There's another vote.
Swamp says I vote for what Tim votes. Okay, so that's another vote for Fundamentals of Caring. It looks like Fundamentals of Caring.
And then Djibouti basically went with Caring, you know, but I didn't really say that. But
I need to rewatch that movie.
We are on to our next one. It is Role Models versus Dinner for Schmucks.
This
JL,
first round matchup sucks.
There's only 8 of them, so we just got the big dogs in here, right? So JL, it is Role Models versus Dinner for Schmucks. Where are you going on this one?
I don't know.
Pick the better one.
I am going with Role Models because Dinner for Schmucks makes me very sad. They're just so mean.
Tim?
It's so funny.
I really don't know. He plays a very similar character in both of these movies, which is interesting.
Yeah.
He plays a very similar character in almost every movie.
God,
that's fair.
Except Fundamentals of Caring, which you haven't seen.
I haven't seen. So.
Is Role Models the one where he has that whole argument at the coffee shop where he's like, Venti, is you're dumb in 3 languages?
Yes.
If that's the case, then
Yes.
I'll vote for that one because that's a funny scene. I do love Dinner for Schmucks, but I consider that more a Steve Carell movie. Yeah, whatever.
Jay, where are you going on this one?
I'm gonna go. They're both hilarious, but like JL said, I feel bad laughing at Dinner for Schmucks. Like the whole concept is like, man, it just hurts my heart. So I'm gonna go with Role Models.
3-0 Role Models. I have a confession. I've never seen Role Models.
But you're missing out. You need to watch it.
Dinner for Schmucks, like, is the most anxiety-inducing movie ever. Because most movies have about like 20, 30 minutes before the main conflict arises. And then they've got about 20, 30 minutes at the end after the conflict ends. In Dinner for Schmucks, 5 minutes in, his girlfriend leaves. And then they don't get back together until like 5 minutes left in the movie. There's like
Simon,
a solid
calm down.
Role Models has a pretty similar
Simon,
path, by the way.
God. Yeah, well, I've never seen it. Dinner for
That
Schmucks.
is true.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
I can't relax while watching Dinner for Schmucks. I'm just sitting there like tense the whole time. So I'm voting for Role Models. Just because it hasn't ruined me the way Dinner for Schmucks has. Jeff, where are you going on this one?
I'm going with Role Models. Love Paul Rudd, Sean William Scott. You know, we've seen him as Stifler. I think the guy's funny. He just plays that role well. The McLovin was in that movie too.
Yes,
It was really
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
What
a
cat.
good movie. Remember when they all dressed up as Kiss?
Yeah.
You know, good stuff, man. Role Models is
Another
one
movie
of
I need to watch again.
It's one of my favorite Paul Rudd movies, but not the favorite.
Oh,
Is your favorite on the list?
Yes,
I
it
hope
comes.
so.
Oh yeah, it's on the
Okay,
list.
just making
Is it
sure your
still-
favorite's on the list. Josh, where are you going? Are you is it a sweep or are you giving a vote for Dinner for Schmucks?
Clean sweep. The easiest decision so far. Role Models, better movie and funnier in my mind. So Role Models. Let's go.
Scott
Our
Fish
next-
says it's Role Models easy.
Yeah.
Easy, Scott Fish agreeing with us. Next up, we've got
Scott Fish
this
be
is
Jay came in again. Role Models.
I know, yeah. Scott Fish could be like, "Where's Good Freaking Dinosaur? Why is that on our bracket?"
Should randomly throw it in the movie brackets now. Just put it in the dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur makes it in every movie. Tim, you've got the first vote on this one. It is This Is 40 against I Love You, Man.
So I think This Is 40 is a better movie, but that's a
Time
Steve
out.
Carell movie.
I read this comment so wrong from
To
Scott
me?
Fish.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
read it
thought
like
he was
the
saying
same
I
as
love
that.
you.
No,
Man,
Scott
should
was
crush
saying
this.
he loves me. No, Scott was telling me that he loves me. Is what it
I
is.
thought he was
wasn't
telling
reading
me that I'm crushing this bracket.
Yeah, that's how I read it as well. But Tim, where are you going?
And he's right.
Slap at the base. Slap at the base.
Jay, another one for I Love You, Man, or a vote for This Is 40?
I Love You, Man is one of the most underrated comedies. It is absolutely hilarious. Every moment in that movie. Me, my buddy from college, we still call each other Jobin all the time. Like, I could go on and on with the one-liners from this movie. So I love you, man, and it's not even close.
When I think of Paul Rudd, the very first movie that
see you
comes to
another time.
mind is I Love You, Man. Like that is the first movie that comes to mind when I think Paul Rudd. And then shoot, I forget the actor's name. He plays Boyle in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh shoot.
Oh yeah,
Andy.
No, not Andy Samberg. No, the little guy who plays.
Yeah. Well, Andy Samberg's in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and in I Love You, Man.
Yeah, that guy. His character and I Love You, Man's hilarious as well. But yeah, that's the quintessential Paul Rudd movie.
And he's got what's his name from Reno 911 too.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got Lou Ferrigno. Like,
Oh yeah, Lou Ferrigno.
Anybody want a peanut? Like I could go on all day with that.
Anybody want-
Lou Ferrigno was doing like a book signing in San Antonio a week ago or something like that. Like people were all excited to go see Lou Ferrigno. I had
He reads
COVID,
books?
so I didn't get to meet him, but I think he was just signing whatever book you brought to him. Jeff, where are you going on this one? This is 40 or I Love You, Man.
Me? Is it my turn?
That was funny, Simon.
I Love You, Man is like my favorite movie of all time.
Really?
So I'm a huge Paul Rudd fan. I love Rush, and this movie combining the two, and you throw
There you go.
shoot, what's his character?
Marshall.
No, Jason Segel. That's the guy.
Jason Segel.
Jason
Yeah.
Segel, yeah.
Just the whole role there as Sidney and Peter Cleveland. I mean, it's just I love it. It's my favorite, and it looks like Scott Fish is also thinking that this should crush. In my opinion, this wins the bracket. Scott, you're my Sidney, man.
That was beautiful.
Right.
We can just turn off the stream right now. Damn.
Yeah.
What an ending.
My weekend is made right now. I'd say.
Trading makes fantasy
I
fun.
wish we had like soft piano music to play behind him as he said.
No, we had to have Rush as soon as he said that. Should have had Rush.
Slap in the face. Slap in the face.
Josh, where are you going on this one?
It's I Love You, Man. It's an easy one. The easiest one so far. It just keeps getting easier.
And JL?
Yep.
Another
Yep.
clean sweep.
Ooh,
Next
clean
up, we've got our
sweep versus clean
semifinals.
sweep.
Ant-Man against the fundamentals of caring. Jay, I believe you are up first on this one. Who is winning this vote?
I'm a big MCU fan, and I've not seen the story about Karen, so I'm going to go with Ant-Man.
I'm going to go with the fundamentals of caring. I love that movie. It's not I Love You, Man, but it's an awesome Paul Rudd movie. Jeff, where are you going on this one?
I'm going with Ant-Man. I think that the movie's better. I loved Fundamentals of Caring, but I mean Ant-Man is just a bigger, in my opinion, box office win. So Paul Rudd is the star. I think Ant-Man is the better movie over those two.
Ant-Man with another vote. Josh, what are you doing?
It's Ant-Man. It's Ant-Man for me. I'm actually not even like the biggest Marvel guy in the world or anything, but I really like Ant-Man.
JL, where are you going?
I'm going Ant-Man as well.
4-1. Ant-Man versus the fundamentals of caring. Caring got knocked out, and Tim.
Sheer disrespect. It's the fundamentals of caring is just a better story. Like Marvel, I love Marvel to death, but they suffer from the problem that most comics have. It's like, oh, we're gonna fight the bad guy, but the bad guy's got the same powers that I do, just a little different. And Ant-Man is a very huge example of that. It's like, oh, we're both small now. We could have just fought this normal sized, but no, whatever.
That is a fantastic take, Tim.
Ant-Man wins.
Wait, I want to change my vote.
Okay, we've got Role Models versus I Love You, Man. Both swept in the last round, and I have the first vote on this one. It's I Love You, Man for me. I've never seen Role Models, so I Love You, Man moves on. Jeff, where are you going on this? Slapping the bass.
Peter
Josh?
Cleveland for the win. I Love You, Man.
Scott says Tim convinced me. It's the Karen one.
It's I Love You, Man. I really like Role Models. These are probably my two favorite Paul Rudd movies.
Yep. Agree.
Yeah.
JL?
Pass.
Okay, Tim?
It's got to be I Love You, Man.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I love you, man. So Jay and JL, your votes won't change the outcome, but real quick, which one of these movies would you be voting for?
I love you, man.
Remember when he eats Neil Peart's sandwich?
Simon, that wasn't my vote. I was just saying that I love you.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is awkward.
You're supposed to say I love you too, not thank
Jay,
you.
I really
Okay.
Jay, I really appreciate you as a friend.
I know.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. JL, are you making this a sweep or is Role Models getting a vote?
I'm giving the nod to role models.
The
It doesn't
nod to
deserve
Role Models.
this win.
You know what? Yet
Fair
again, two brackets
Fair
in a row. We've got the 1 versus the 2 seed. Usually we do something where one of the lower
It's a little
seeds
weird.
causes mass outrage in the comments. We got Ant-Man versus I Love You, Man. Jeff, you have the first vote on this one. I think I know where you're going, but give us one last spiel on why I Love You, Man is the best Paul Rudd movie.
Remember when he tells Sydney shares the story in front of his Peter's parents about him getting the BJ?
Oh my, that's so good.
Crazy.
Oh my
So
God.
good.
There's so many.
You got to
good
do like
things
a
in there.
watch party and watch this movie.
Remember when they're at the open house, and he's completely explaining how the
Nice.
guy across the way is gonna fart. Look, he just farted.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
How to rewatch this movie? It's been a
Awesome
couple
movie.
years.
Awesome. I told you it's my favorite movie of all time.
Oh,
Anyway,
my
it's
God.
fantastic.
Yeah, it gets the win.
It gets the win from you, Josh. Fake Jeff,
Yeah.
imposter Jeff. Where are you going?
I mean, I don't know. It's I Love You, Man. It's
2
not-
votes for I Love You, Man. Djibouti says I love you, Ant-Man. And
I like
Scott's
that.
saying his son would vote for Ant-Man. But his votes for I Love You, Man as well. JL, where are you going? I Love You, Man or Ant-Man? Lots of man.
It's I love you, man.
Man,
Man.
is this going to be a sweep in the finals, man? Tim, where are you going?
It very well might be
Man.
because I'm voting for LA's hottest realtor.
And you know what? I'm also going to vote for I Love You, Man, because I think Jay's the only one who could potentially vote for Ant-Man here. We're going to leave it up to you, Jay. Is this a sweep for I Love You, Man in the finals?
What's that supposed to mean?
You love MCU the most, probably out of everyone.
I do
here.
love MCU. Thank you very much. What do you mean? I love MCU. What are you talking about? Even though they just joined the MCU. So I would vote for I Love You, Man, but since you made that rude comment,
What? That was rude. I said you would be the only one who might vote for it.
no, actually, you know what?
You're playing
In
righteous.
honor of Scott Fish's son, I will vote for Ant-Man.
No.
5-1. But you know what? It
Or
doesn't
Scott
matter.
Fisher's son.
Through the power of science, I Love You, Man is officially the best Paul Rudd movie.
is.
We got to the end. Jeff, your prediction from the beginning came true. I Love You, Man made it to the end. I knew
Oats
I
my
loved
goats.
that. I didn't realize how universally loved that movie was. I feel like I don't hear it talked about very often, but everyone here was just
guys licking each other's bases.
Everybody was looking at their bases.
There's so many good lines in that movie.
There is. There definitely is.
that
I
movie
kind of want to watch
When
it
he's
right
talking
now.
about the
I know, I'm
bathroom,
about to
he's
go
like,
watch it.
I fail to see how somebody peeing on my face is going to help me sell houses.
Man, we need to have a fantasy Twitter watch party. Someone said that already, but we should do that with I
Yeah,
Love You.
that
Man. I
was
think
my
Josh-
idea. Thanks for stealing it, though.
Yeah, so I had this really great idea that we should do a fantasy Twitter watch party of I Love You, Man.
Great idea,
Jay,
Simon. Let's
Yeah, I
do
heard
Hey,
that.
if you'd like to
first.
come,
Dang.
I'll invite
Give you all the credit too.
Yeah.
I
NBA says
did.
next week, bracket suggestion, dessert theme. I
actually
think that
like
might be
that.
better for tiers if we do like a
Yeah, I
tier
think that's
list
a
with
tier.
dessert.
You're
Oh
right.
my god!
You're
I
But
will-
we,
Don't do that to
Tim
me.
hates this.
Tim's already upset about it.
Tim hates
Um,
this when he
I'm
plays.
already pissed. It's gonna be so bad. Damn it!
Desserts
More cleaner
are
and
my
dessert
soft
topping.
spot, guys. I can't control myself with sweets. I can't. I
Yeah, I'm
can't.
not a big sweets guy.
You put your S tier was the oatmeal cookie sandwich.
Ugh.
Yeah, that is
how
ours.
is that-
How much sugar is in that bull crap? A lot, man.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
save it for the dessert tier list. We'll make sure to get Tim
Yeah,
on here, and you
remember,
guys can
bro.
fight then. Jeff, thank you. So I'll give him a minute. You're good. Yeah, we can do dessert tiers next year. Scott says it's Role Models and I Love You, Man 1A and 1B. So we
Yeah.
let your 1A win this one for you, Scott.
Those are the
Specifically
two
for
that
you,
should have been in the
Scott.
final, in my opinion.
Well,
You
your
said
opinion.
those
They
should
would
have
have
been
been
in the
my final ones too.
Yeah.
Personally.
But he said, "Can we get an honorable mention for you know how I know you're gay?" Which is the line from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah, this 40-year-old virgin there. Yeah. But Paul Rudd still.
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
You listen to Coldplay.
I got modded on Twitch last week whenever I was trying to
change that.
I forget what I was saying, but it had the word penis in it, and Twitch wouldn't let me say it in the chat. So I was not allowed to say penis on stream.
That's weird.
I know, right? Isn't that weird? It wouldn't let me type it in the Twitch chat. So whatever setting doesn't let our viewers say penis, we need to turn off.
We should just let viewers that we know, like viewers that we trust, say penis, because it's
Djibouti and all the Scots and all the Jeffs can say penis if they would like.
It gets sketchy when strangers come in and say penis.
You're right. If your name is Scott or Jeff,
I'm just glad that Jeff is on mute. Hopefully he's not listening to this conversation right now.
Hopefully the person he's not talking to isn't listening to this conversation. That's really what I'm concerned about.
He's talking to Twitch. Dang.
Okay, guys, he's back. Stop talking shit about Jeff now, everyone.
What happened?
We were just talking about how our auto Twitch mod. Oh, Scott found a workaround. You can say penis, and it'll let you say it. But there's a word that rhymes with it that our auto mods do not let you say. Jeff, thank you so much for coming on today. Your Paul Rudd expertise called the winner from the beginning, and you helped us determine Michael Thomas was the top bounce back candidate. I feel like both of them you called right at the beginning of the brackets. Guys, if you are not following Jeff already, make sure you go follow him at Jeff Hazley on Twitter. You can see his Twitter handle right there at the bottom. I'm going to make it big real quick so you can see it. Solo layout. There's his Twitter handle. Jeff, where else can people find your content if they're looking for you?
At footballguys.com. Just doing a lot of everything right now. Dynasty, draft, rookies, you name it. And my Carolina Fandom podcast where we talk about the Panthers and Carolina sports and, of course, the fans of Carolina sports. So that's fun. And I do some writing on Panthers SI as well. So, you check me out there.
Awesome.
Thank you so much again.
Awesome, by the way.
Yeah, football guys.
That's all I got to say.
Is what?
It's just awesome. It's just awesome.
Football Guys is awesome.
Yeah,
and you guys have been adding some cool names recently too. You guys have been growing your team over there. It's been exciting to see the team grow over there at Football Guys as well. Awesome. Do you guys have anything else to say? Josh, I know you've got one more thing, but before we come to you, JL, Tim, any last words? Any last words?
See you on another time.
See you on another time.
You got it, Jobin.
You got it, Jobin.
Josh,
also, it's less important, but trading does make fantasy fun. Keep it in mind. Whatever.
We'll be back Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Join us then for Mock Draft Monday. We will see you guys then. Adios, everyone.
Bye.
Love you guys.